service for neighbours who have fallen out with each other. It's called mediation. So let's find out what the people of Birmingham know about the mediation service. Have you heard of Birmingham City Council's mediation service?
No, I haven't.
No, sorry.
I haven't, no. I have, well. No, I haven't.
To be quite honest, no.
No, sorry.
Yes, we have.
Yes.
What do you know about it?
It's to do with helping neighbours live together.
Really stupid things from whose turn is it to cut the hedge and parking over their driveways and litter and things like that.
Noise pollution, don't you?
Noise pollution, yeah.
Does this fence belong to us, or is that tree rubbish coming into your garden? Those sort of issues, and sort of noise during when children are playing or whatever, you know, that type of issues. And who actually helps to solve that if neighbours can't solve it? So the mediation would be to solve that.
Some interesting comments there, but for a better insight we spoke to David Clifton, policy officer at the tenancy service team and still a practising mediator himself.
Mediation service is a way of bringing neighbours together to remove conflict so they can settle their differences. It's about talking to each other, understanding the other person's point of view by involving a third party, a mediator. And it's aimed at council tenants and leaseholders in the Birmingham City Council. Currently, that's free of charge to all council tenants or anybody that's in dispute with the council tenants.
So what sort of people are mediators?
Our mediators are trained housing officers who are picked because of their skills, communication skills, being able to remain impartial, about confidentiality, and about empathising with tenants in disputes, so they can help tenants through the process.
Why did you decide to become a mediator?
Well, I'd never actually heard of mediation before until we had a one-day awareness training within Birmingham City Council, and it seemed very interesting. It seemed like a good alternative to taking people to court and trying to get to the situation where you've got two people that are in a dispute and they're both as much to blame. So just leaving them to it didn't seem a good resolution. So as a follow-on to that, Birmingham City Council decided to take it a bit further and train people to actually deal with conflicts like that. And when I had the opportunity to then be trained, I thought, great. So it just seemed an ideal thing. It just seemed something that I would really enjoy doing.
Say that I have a problem then with like noisy neighbours or dispute about a boundary, something like that, and I decide to try mediation. What steps do I actually go through?
Well, initially you'd contact your housing officer, local office, who would refer to our service. And the mediators will explain a little bit more about the process of mediation and listen to your concerns to see whether it's appropriate for mediation. Most of the disputes we'll deal with are appropriate for mediation. The next process would be, if both parties were in agreement, was to sit down around the table and start to talk about the problems and what the solutions are. It's about the tenants themselves coming to the conclusion of how the dispute can be resolved.
What I'll just do is explain a bit about what we're going to do here today. Now, first of all, you'll both be given an opportunity to state what your concerns are.
If both parties agree to proceed, a face-to-face meeting is arranged as soon as possible. These face-to-face sessions will usually last for around 2 hours.
Okay, and so we'd like you not to use aggressive...
Shut up.
All parties meet at a neutral venue. It wouldn't be appropriate to meet at one of the client's homes or at a neighbourhood office. One of the first tasks is to agree a set of ground rules. These are necessary to ensure a safe environment.
Shout abuse at each other or anything like that. What we'll do first is each of you will be given 5 or 10 minutes to state what your concerns are.
You're a kind of person who we can't talk to. Nobody can talk to you. You're just so aggravated.
Each party is offered the opportunity to air their views without interruption, and once the main issues are identified, each is discussed in more detail.
Override, Diane. You do that and they will evict you, I'm telling you.
Mediators then help the parties to move forward to a mutually accepted solution, which may be written up into a final agreement.
The smell of the barbecues and Arthur singing up and down in the corridor.
Yes.
Would that be a rough assessment of what your concerns are? All I can say from there is if you need us to come back at a later stage, if you feel the agreement's not working or there's something not quite wrong and you
Yes.
just want to get together like this again and have a talk with us, then we're more than happy to do that. And hopefully the agreement will stick. As we've said earlier on, the agreement is a mutual agreement that's not
right.
legally binding, so it's up to you two now to make it work. But we're more than happy to come back if you feel that's appropriate.
Yes,
Is that
thank
okay?
you.
Is there
We'd
anything
like to
else
thank you
you'd
both for attending and being open with each other and coming to some arrangement.
Yeah, okay.
That's okay.
That's fine. Thank you very much.
Right,
Thanks for
thank
coming.
you.
Cheers.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds great. What are the alternatives then?
Well, the alternatives, that's litigation, going down the legal road. It's about collecting evidence. It's about going to court. It's about standing up in court and giving evidence against your neighbour. It can be very time consuming and it's not necessarily an appropriate way to go. You're dependent on a judge making a judgment, and at the end of the day the conflict is still there. One party wins, the other party loses.
It can be very expensive as
Yes,
well, can't it?
mediation's about both parties gaining something. Win-win, we call it.
If you'd like to know more about the mediation service, then contact your local neighbourhood office